The number one habit that all geniuses have in common. Most people simply go through the day as if it were just another day, spending their precious hours on activities like watching TV or scrolling through their cell phones. We live in a world where people are addicted to their cell phones. So, pay attention. Your addiction to checking every message on SMS, every notification on Facebook, and every post on social media is costing you an avalanche of productivity, creativity, and personal fulfillment. Every time you turn off your cell phone and step away from all distractions to practice a skill, be it playing an instrument, practicing a sport, or creating art, you are cultivating a habit shared by all geniuses. The ability to focus intensely on honing a skill for extended periods without distractions or interruptions. When you eliminate all distractions and focus deeply on mastering a skill, your brain starts to form a specific neural pathway dedicated to that activity. The more you engage in this intensely focused practice, the stronger and more specialized that pathway becomes. Through consistent distraction-free practice, this pathway is reinforced, and a process involving cells called oligodendrocytes wraps the pathway in a fatty substance known as myelin. High-performance researchers and scientists consider myelin critical to developing exceptional abilities, viewing it as the neurological secret behind genius-level performance. For example, people like Lionel Messi, Steve Jobs, and Einstein were not born talented. What happened was that they simply got rid of distractions and applied an obsessive focus on developing mastery in what they did for a long period of time. And because of this, their brains started to create a kind of mastery pharmacy that everyone watching this video can also have access to. Anders Ericsson, an expert in human expertise studies, once highlighted that while figures like Picasso, Mozart, and Messi indeed possess talent, the same potential lies within you. The genius of such talents stems from their brain's neuroplasticity, their ability to adapt and grow through focused practice and dedication. And check this out. All of us have a brain with this gift, and if you want to achieve the results that only 5% of the population has, you will have to be willing to think and act like those 5%. When you rid yourself of distractions and focus on the work you wish to elevate to the highest level, your neocortex, the region of the brain responsible for thought and reasoning, begins to shut down. And your brain waves shift from beta to alpha, that is, a state that is below the level of consciousness. Every day that you are at work, surrounded by distractions and interruptions, your brain operates most of the time in a beta state. The brains of geniuses, on the other hand, spend most of their time in the alpha state. Once you are 100% concentrated, your brain will shift from the beta state to the alpha state, causing stress hormones such as cortisol to begin to decrease. And the release of neurotransmitters responsible for pleasure and well-being, such as dopamine and serotonin, start to increase. And all this happens when you decide to go to a quiet place and practice your skill in an absolutely focused manner. Psychologist Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi from the University of Chicago calls this the flow state, which is a state that all of us can access while we are engaged in some activity. Indeed, it is at this moment that extraordinary things done by humanity come to life. It is at this moment that a painter creates a work of art that will be remembered forever. It is at this moment that an entrepreneur creates a product that will change the way humanity lives. And it is at this moment that an athlete sets a new record. But look how interesting. Just as the brain has this ability called neuroplasticity, your habits are also plastic, and as you may already know, they determine the quality of our life. Therefore, now you will learn about a model that the author of the book, The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari, Robin Sharma, uses to explain the installation of a new habit. First phase, destruction. Every habit goes through 3 phases, and the first one is destruction. It's no coincidence that building a good habit is difficult at the beginning. After all, you will be destroying the neural pathways of your old habits along with all the emotional structure attached to them. So, there's no way around it. Every new routine, ritual, or habit will go through destruction, and out of the 66 days that it takes on average to form a new habit, at least the first 20 will be troubled by the destruction that you are causing. But if you stay strong for a full 66 days, you will reach the point where your behaviors have become automatic, and then things will get much easier. You will automatically wake up at 5 a.m. If that is what you desire. You will do your meditation, reading, or whatever your new routine is without much effort. Second phase, confusion. Right after destruction comes renewal, but along with it also comes confusion. So it's normal to feel confused, as it at least means you're still thinking for yourself and society will end up judging you for it. But don't worry. This confusion comes from the fact that every day you are breaking away from the person you were the day before. And of course, society won't understand you because to have the results that few have, you will have to think and behave in ways that few do. Finally, approximately in the last 20 days of the total 66 comes the third phase, which is the integration of the new habit. So, to recap, in the first 20 days, you will go through the destruction phase. Soon after, in the middle of the process, you will go through the confusion phase, and this is where you will feel like throwing everything up in the air and giving up, as it will seem to make no sense to you anymore. After all, it's something you're not yet accustomed to doing. Third phase, integration. But then finally, you will arrive at the integration phase, which is where your habit becomes automated, and from this moment on, it becomes a part of you and your identity. Now, the strange thing is to spend a day without doing it, and when that happens, you miss it. And the most fascinating thing here is that you will no longer need to use your willpower. It was only necessary until the habit became automatic. This is, for example, the secret of great athletes. They spend all their willpower just to install the routine, and once the routine becomes automatic, they have their willpower full again to spend on installing the next routine. If you're aiming to achieve exceptional results and stand out from the average, consider adopting some focused strategies to enhance your productivity. It might be helpful to limit exposure to potentially distracting or distressing content, like the news on TV, and to distance yourself from interactions that drain your energy. Consider turning off notifications on your devices to minimize interruptions. Find a quiet space where you can dedicate 2 to 3 hours each day to your work with intense focus. If you do this consistently, it's impossible not to improve your life. Just be aware that the outside world won't understand your obsession with focus and mastery. But that shouldn't matter to you, even if they call you eccentric or crazy. Indeed, one of the biggest things that may be limiting you from being, doing, and having everything you've always wanted is your excessive concern about what others will think. If you look around, you will notice that most people behave like mere followers of common sense. They do what the majority does, think like the majority thinks, and as a consequence, have what the majority has, which is very little. So, it's time to think for yourself and forge your own path, no matter how strange or out of the norm it may seem. You are capable of creating incredible works and making a huge impact with your talent. Just don't forget one thing. Behind every talented person, there are many, many hours of hard and focused work, because without it, any talent will inevitably be wasted. And I hope you don't waste yours. I hope you enjoyed this video and start to put this strategy into practice to achieve your goals faster. Take the opportunity to leave your like, subscribe to the channel, activate the notification bell so you don't miss any new videos. Thank you for watching and see you next time. Bye.